What's up, guys? Welcome back on this Monday morning, probably for a lot of people, where we are going to talk about Yildiz and some other transfer news, obviously, but mainly Yildiz because the news came out. And keep in mind, it came out Friday or Friday evening, Saturday morning, depending. News might have changed, but I'm out a couple of days, so I'm pre-recording it. Other news can come out, Saturday, Sunday. So keep that in mind. But I'm gonna give my opinion on the oldest news and the news that came out now. Obviously, before we do that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification if you are new as well. And yeah, let's go straight into the video. Okay, so I think everybody saw or read the Yildiz news, and strangely enough, it came out 15 minutes after the end of the game where we beat Napoli, and the timing might felt a bit off. However, it's not from an Italian source; it's from Pletigo, Sky Germany, who are they're good sources. They are good sources. You cannot brush them aside and say, oh, that's not true. It's completely fake. You cannot do that with these type of journalists because they have a respectable track record. Like they're good sources. You need to respect that 100%. The news is that he's frustrated that he's not getting any minutes, especially after that international break where he scored against Germany, and that all options are open in January, and it's more likely that he's going to leave in January. And he also said, not just a loan, like a complete sale could be a possibility. Premier League teams, German teams, Bundesliga teams, all have been looking at him, and that's basically the breaking news. Now, let's talk about what I think. I think there is some truth to it. I don't think this comes out of the blue. He should be getting more minutes. Let's be completely honest, because a lot of people of you, viewers are frustrated with Vlahovic, and I get why. I'm frustrated with it as well now. But when Milik comes on or Keane comes on, and they have come on, a lot of the times I look at them, and I need to look at them as well like I'm looking at Vlahovic. So ignore the way we set up, because that's what people do when they look at Vlahovic. So we need to forget about how we play now. When I look at Milik and we look at Keane, I'm like, you guys are as well not making a difference, really. Is it? It's very hot and cold. It's not that one player is grabbing that opportunity and is running away with it. That, in a way that you just sit back, you look at it, and you're like, wow, yeah, you should be the starter. That's not happening, and the fact that he's not getting any minutes, it's becoming frustrating. Is he really number 9? Not in my opinion. I think he can do a job there, but you can kind of play with it because Chiesa is not a second striker. He plays there, but he also drifts into the left, not in his natural way, but he does that. And I understand why Yildiz potentially could be, growing some frustration because he should be getting minutes. Same with Hoysen. Junior, he's about to leave. Like, that's what I've said about that project. Is it what it is? Now, you also have a big group of people saying, "Oh, let him leave. He's a kid. You cannot ask. You cannot demand these things." Probably in the year of 2000, I would agree. I know I was 5 years back then, but it's 23. Football has changed. These players are being told they're great, blah blah blah, and I believe Yildiz has great potential. They have so many opportunities. Agent, everything's changed. It's not like we need to forget about, oh, he hasn't proved anything. Just sell him. We cannot do that now. If we do that, we're not gonna have any of these youngsters actually make it. They need to get opportunities. Now, I think there's some truth to it. I don't think it's to the extent, and I can be completely wrong. And I'm recording this Saturday morning, and today or Sunday, some news might come out. So keep that in mind. I don't believe that he's being so frustrated with the situation that he's like, sell me now. I struggle to believe that. I also struggle to believe that the club is like, yeah, let's sell you, because that would be absolutely madness. That would be ridiculous. Like, it's already crazy that we're selling Junior without seeing what he can actually offer. Like, that cannot happen, because yes, plus Valenza, and yes, financial situation, but then you have been lying about the fact that, oh, look at that setup, the under 23 setups. It's booming. These players are on the cheap. They can help us. You're absolutely lying, and the project is kind of failing. Like, if the project is get good players, talented players out of the under 23 and flip them immediately before they actually can show what they can do and help us, and actually when we play up their value, then we fail. So I don't believe that to that extent. I do believe he's frustrated and that he wants to play more, and I think he should be playing more. He hasn't played for a couple of weeks, and then the day before the Napoli game, he needs to play with the under 23s. Same with Hoyson. And the coach of the under 23s comes out and says they don't have rhythm and they struggle coming back. And I play them because they're better than what he has in the squad now, obviously. But the rhythm is missing for these players. They only train, but they don't play games for Juve, and then they've been dropped into another 23 starting lineup, and they don't have any rhythm. And I think at that point the players are also like, good first team, but like, I need to grow, I need to play. Like, it's not enough to just train with these guys. I don't think, and you need to respect that. You need to respect that, and you need to appreciate that. You know what, these guys or these kids still are like, I need to play. I want to improve, and I think it can improve. I don't think the club are going to sell him unless there's some ridiculous offer. Then yes, the club will sell anyone. So I don't think it's that extreme extent where it's like, oh, I want to leave. In terms of sell me, I never want to come back. Whatever. I don't think that's the situation. But I think everybody can understand why he's being frustrated. Like I said, Keane comes on, Milik comes on, and it's not like, wow, what a fantastic job you're doing. Like, that's not the vibe they're giving. So it's very frustrating for him as well. It's frustrating for fans. So imagine how he should be feeling. And again, it's from good sources. Let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks. But I thought it was very interesting that news comes out from that type of source. It's not completely made up. Maybe it's being pushed too much. Let's add potential sale, whatever. But I'm 100%, I'm convinced that, yes, he is growing frustrating with the situation. Also because I heard what the under-23 coach said, and he said they don't have rhythm, and it's very difficult for them to just come into the under-23s without playing for weeks and then perform. So I think they're just looking at themselves and they're like, it's all fun and games being here, but I'm not really learning. I'm not really growing as a player. So let's see how that will develop. It's almost January in a couple of days. Like, this news will explode or it will be a bit more tempered in the next coming days, because it's almost transfer season. But let me know in the comments what you think. Should he be able to demand more? Like, do you think he's wrong to demand more minutes? Do you think he is wrong to demand the transfer? Should we allow him to leave? Let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, and join me today live with a live show, like I said. Thanks for watching. See you. Ciao.